It's a brand new day. I'm so glad you're here. My name is Jill, and today on the Road Report, we're talking about what the Ice Age and Old Age have in common. As I believe the population is getting older, okay, I know that part. The world is getting colder. I believe we need to get bolder. That's what's up on today's Road Report. But before we do that, we're going to get centered by taking in a deep breath. Hold for 4, exhale for 4. Watch something that's not me, and see you on the other side. So I actually went and just did my exercise, so I am fast tracking it to my own health building program here. But I wanted to just touch base this morning as we start off our brand new week and talk about what we're really talking about when we say grand solar minimum, ice age, and old age, and what they have in common. And I already did report about what cosmic rays, solar winds, those kinds of things, how it can affect us for heart attack, stroke, mental issues, something that usually go along with getting older. I know, I'm not excited about that part. And while getting older isn't a theory, the grand solar minimum or a coming mini ice age might still be. But the bottom line is it doesn't matter, because the issues that regarding our health are universal regardless of what's going on outside. There's just some really interesting correlations with something like the sun. As you get older, it's much more difficult to get your vitamin D, plus people go inside. And as the grand solar minimum comes and the cloud cover increases, then it's more difficult to get your vitamin D. So there's just a lot of really interesting overlaps. And if you haven't watched the other video where I talk about the cosmic rays as it relates to heart and brain disorders, heart attacks, strokes, things like that, it's really probably what they think is a disruption of the electrical activity. The sun and the earth both have heartbeats, as do we, and the heart is our strongest electrical organ in our body. And if you haven't ever looked at the book or the website Heart Math Institute, totally fascinating information. But I wanted to, with these reports, really just take a moment each morning to kind of ground ourselves, literally putting our feet on the ground, which is the answer to the cosmic ray problem, and also just refocus on what we need to think about as time goes by. Because, people make decisions based emotionally, not really on facts and statistics. So I could run off a whole bunch of statistics about heart disease and stroke disease and dementia and things like that. But really, it's got to come from a decision about who you want to be. And, in the intro, we talk about the community that you want to build, because we, the people, are our community, whether it's a community of 1, a community of 3, or however many you want to include in that. And being healthy is so important. Interesting idea that they talked about with the mini ice age from the past, or the little ice age of the 1300s, is the reason probably so many people died from the plague was malnutrition because of food shortages, which is why I've been talking about food and growing food so much lately. I don't know about you, but I get hungry. So again, this isn't supposed to be rocket science. This isn't supposed to be to convince you of anything. It's just a moment to collect, refocus. It's a brand new day. It's a brand new week. We're going to be focusing on all week on what this ice age, old age overlap means for those of us. They don't know how long it's going to last, but it's going to be the next several solar cycles, which are anywhere from 11, which could be up to 13 or 14 years long. So if you're 50 or over, you're talking 80s before we see anything on the other side of this. So part of it's just a reality check that we'll need to adapt to our environment. People survive. It's not a life-threatening event in and of itself. Health and food are two big issues when it comes to the world getting colder. That's why we're talking about this here, because it's even more important as we get older to stay as healthy as we can. So all the stuff that I keep talking about, putting your feet on the ground, exercising, I got mine done today in a really good way. I'm very proud of myself. Sunlight, clean water, clear water, getting your electrolyte balance in charge in place. Electrolytes are really in your body, the salt and the potassium, sodium, potassium. is how the sun and the cosmic rays and the ions are all affected within your body. You don't have enough minerals, you're going to be unbalanced. If you're never discharging, whether through positive touch in a loving environment, touching the ground, and the third way is the infrared light. That's happening whether we want to or not. So unless we're doing all these basic things, smiling, laughing, having appreciation, having gratitude, all of that doesn't cost anything. It takes action. That is my pitch to people watching this, is to be part of an active community that really is focused on who we can be, because it will take community to get us to the other side of both any kind of ice age. And let's face it, as we get older, most of us are going to need a little help along the way. So I want to say thank you for sharing this time with me as we really walk together on Survival Road, one day at a time. And that I hope each day that you rise with the sun in your eyes, love in your heart, feet firmly on the ground, one day at a time. Again, I said it twice for importance. So with that, I'm going to say live free and die wild, my friend, and we'll see you next time.